What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm joined by Tim.
Hello.
Unsure whether Willow's gonna join us, but we'll see. Let's have it. Okay. I'm just gonna send that. Right on. Nice for you guys. Right, so we're down. Tim's been busy doing radio control units, which are nearly full, by the way.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, I figured I'd add this buffer stop because I think Willow's going to need them for some of the space parts.
Yeah, and obviously we'll need them at some point as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's see.
We have the train ready for. Well, it's not ready, but we have the station ready for that to leave. So,
Right.
I've got the cooling. I don't know if that's the correct one to have up because I didn't ask you. I've got the cooling thing up on the modeler. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
No, cooling system. So that's the next layer we're working on is a cooling system. So we're doing heat sinks here.
Yeah.
Which are needed there. So we've routed in the nitrogen, so that's ready to go. And then we need we're gonna need water for this setup too. So I think what I'm gonna have you work on is, yeah, I know how much you love working with pipes. I know that you like dream about them. I know.
I knew you were gonna do this.
And so let's see, yeah, because if we overclock, yeah, so we only need one pump.
It's not showing me the overclock thing on the modeler though.
No, I didn't overclock it. So if you right click on it, because yeah, it should say 1.25.
Nope, I got one.
On the water?
Yep.
Without overclock?
Yep.
So you're looking at the cooling system, so you got heat sinks, and there's 6 machines of those.
No. Have you tweaked?
I didn't think I did.
Because I'm only seeing 4.
Oh, maybe I did. Alright, no, let me give you an updated file. I didn't think I did.
1 second, guys, I need to grab this. Otherwise, me and Tim aren't going to be on the same page.
Yeah, otherwise there's going to be more yelling than normal. Let's see. You're here. And then that, and then...
Yeah, no, like I said, I was on scene 4.8.
Yeah, I guess I must have tweaked that. I didn't think I did. All right, so that's the latest one.
Okay, that's downloaded.
Because it should be 6.5.
Let me quickly do an import of this. Import file. And it's that one. Because it's put it in brackets, so I knew. Cooling system. Oh, Christ. Okay.
So are you looking at the cooling systems in the big block or separately on the main page?
No.
Because those don't count anymore.
Which ones? In the radio
So when you first
unit?
So when you first open up the modeler, there's the separate ones that have radio control unit, cooling system, supercomputer, and turbo motor. Ignore those. Open the one that has the icons for radio control unit, cooling system, supercomputers, and turbo motors as one thing, as one factory.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
Yeah, this is because that's what we're working on now. Because it's all one factory now. That's what I had sent you before too. So that'd be why you had a discrepancy if you're looking at the ones in the front page.
Why am I not getting any numbers? That's I've moved all this around and I'm not getting numbers for... I'm not seeing values for water. No, I'm really not seeing values for water. What the do I have to click cooling systems separately? There we go.
Yeah, because it's a sub-factory.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm seeing 1.25.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
still,
yeah, yeah.
it's still not, it's not overclocked.
Right. Which it wouldn't be, because I still forgot to do that before I just sent it to you. So the so if you right click on it and just overclock it, well actually, what we need is we need 150 water. So I think when you overclock it, I think you can set the output rate. So if you just set the output rate to 150,
Clock speed.
that'll determine like on the machine, not in the modeler, but on the machine in the game.
All right. Okay. On the extractor itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know how you can, like when you overclock, like on machines, you can either do like the item count or by percentage.
Yeah, you can do target production rate or clock speed.
Yeah, but I think you can do that on the extractor too. So you can just set like 150 for the output for the water.
And we only need what, one? Or do we need
Yeah.
two?
Just one, because that's the whole. Because you're going to be you're overclocking to 150, so we only need one. We'll need exactly one.
My next sodding question is where the shit am I going to get said water from? Ah, right, okay, over there. Oh, it's gonna be buckets of lube.
Yeah. So I'm giving you I'm making a wall hole here where the water is going to come in.
Okay.
Just so you know where you're going with that.
Yeah. So I was playing Roadcraft.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Well, what were your thoughts of what you saw, apart from the bad driving and...
I mean, the AI needs some work.
Yeah.
Well, because my thing is, because I understand, like, okay, well, you have to have, make sure that you route it correctly along the road to avoid obstacles and stuff. And it's like, okay, but like, if you had trucks coming and going, you, like, good luck trying to like set that up to do like,
Passing.
two lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
Because they just want to crash into each other all the time.
Yeah.
So that definitely needs some TLC.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean overall, not bad. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I liked some of what I saw, and I mean obviously there's always going to be a learning curve with with different controls and mechanics, and like there's always going to be that learning curve.
Yeah.
But it looked pretty. I like the detail that I saw as far as like the different machinery and getting things set up, and I've watched other like shorts on people building roads and pouring sand and building roads over like swampy areas and stuff like that, and I don't know, looks interesting.
I mean, like I said, I'd got to the point of actually starting with the asphalt, and yeah, it's interesting. I mean, now I've got to figure out, obviously I was pondering over how the hell I'm going to get the trucks from the warehouse to the harbour base, and I think I know how I'm going to do it now. And if I remember that when it comes to the time of going back into it again, with you guys. That hopefully sort of split teams on that, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like, that's going to be a lot more enjoyable with more people.
I mean, I've done SnowRunner on my own, but as you can tell...
Oh, sure, but I just mean, it's not that you can't, but,
But from what you've saw and how many hours I've played so far, it's taken me that long to do. Even just like pouring the sand on the road because you're having to run back and forth, then you've got to use your grader, so ideally you'd have somebody running back and forth getting sand from the sand quarry while
sure.
somebody else is is doing the gradering, and you'd split teams.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely, work a lot faster.
It was the only slowdown with the fact that, unfortunately, I was supposed to have Alan with me helping me running through that, but unfortunately, due to his head still, it wasn't good. He wasn't good, and obviously he's now made, as he's told us, he's taken made the decision that he's gonna take it easy for a while, basically, to try and get it sorted.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's fine. There's no issues there. But I knew that because I didn't have Alan, I knew it was going to be a slow go. But it was still enjoyable nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because it's just, to me, it's consim with SnowRunnery physics. Not as extreme as SnowRunner physics, but there's a couple of things I've got to get used to, like there being no fuel, and even though that is coming, fuel will come, but under a separate mode that they've said. The devs have come out.
Yeah.
Because
I was kind of surprised that
people have been bitching at it. Bitching and mourning because they want the fuel use, and it's like,
sure,
it's not. So they basically, the devs have got it coded a certain way, and you're now gonna busting their chops because it's not like SnowRunner, and people have compared it too much to SnowRunner.
Yeah, but the thing is that most games like that, if you're dealing with vehicles and that kind of like construction, that kind of makes sense that shit's going to require fuel. So I'm honestly, and I don't know, you're more into that genre than I am, but to me, I was surprised when you said that fuel hadn't been implemented already, because that just seems like something you'd kind of do from the ground up. Have fueling and balancing those kind of mechanics already.
Yeah, well, they have it. They do obviously have it in the game. They just didn't have it activated clearly.
Right.
It's already been coded in because they foresaw that people would bitch and moan about it.
Well, I mean, it just seems like a pretty standard inclusion to that kind of game. I don't even think that it's bitching and moaning. It's just that seems fairly expected for that kind of game.
Yeah, but now, to me, is that just gonna add even more frustration to that game? The game's already a little bit frustrating as it is. Is that now going to add even more frustration?
Well, that's why I say, that's something that they should have really done and balanced and figured out, at this point already. It definitely shouldn't be, some sort of tack on.
How much water are we wanting off this?
150.
Okay. So I can change the value, I just can't change the value because I haven't stuck a yard in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just yeah. I don't mind not having the fuel. I mean, okay, if the fuel's there, then, fair enough. It's an option that, can consider, but I'm just while I was learning the ropes, and while I'm learning the ropes still, because there's a lot of new mechanics there that it plays differently to Construction Sim. So, and the thing is, even with Consim, with the fuel, me, Alan, and David have tested that, where if you run a machine in Consim out of fuel, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop working. Carries on.
Right.
Which is a little bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah, what's the point of the fuel?
Yeah, I kind of don't understand that in Construction Sim, because it doesn't stop the machine from working. We've ran it out where the maintenance is completely empty. The machine doesn't stop. So
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
unsure about that. Whereas I know in the likes of playing SnowRunner, you run out of fuel, you run out of fuel, basically.
Sure.
But the only thing that
Yeah.
the only thing that worries me is if they have implemented the fuel and there's no fill-up points. They haven't given us a way to refill fuel.
Well, yeah, but that's my point. It's like, obviously that shit would have to be there.
It probably is somewhere.
So,
You know what I mean? It's probably there. Ooh, I'm going to need a pump. You know, it's... I mean... We'll see. When it comes to it, I'll have to look and experiment and see how... whether it makes it frustrating or more fun.
yeah.
But if they are going to do that, then they have to have re-implemented a way for us to turn vehicles off. Because you can't do that right now. Because there's no fuel, you can't do that. They have to enable...
Or the vehicle doesn't consume fuel when, it's not in use or something,
But,
something.
Yeah, there has to be a way, like in SnowRunner, we can literally turn vehicles off.
Sure.
And, if they don't do that, then, well, what's the point in bringing the fuel usage in, because then we have no way of stopping said vehicle to stop the fuel usage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, obviously that's shit that they'll have to figure out.
Oh yeah, we need to. Because I don't know. I mean, but initially, I do like what I've played.
That's good.
But I've not gone back to it because I don't want to spoil it for later down the line, so to speak.
Right.
Because like I said, I do enjoy that type of game. I enjoyed SnowRunner very much. I enjoyed Mudrunner, Spin Tires, and it's by the same.
Yeah.
It is by the same developer.
Yeah.
So, it is good, and a couple of things do confuse me though. It's like, well, because of the types of vehicles they are, it's like, well, you look at one vehicle and it's like, well, how are you driving it all on, how are you driving it all on one, pedal, when, but there are other little pedals that are there that you can see, but, what are they used for, and just because I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with that style of vehicle. You know, they do have the interior. You know, they have the interior animations. Yes, they don't have the driver's hands. I get why they don't have the driver's hands, because that used to annoy the absolute crap out of people in previous games.
Right.
And oh boy, did it. Okay. Well, shit, boy.
All right, so where's the power for these guys? Oh, right here. Okay.
Oh, no, overall. Yeah. You know, there's quite a lot of people that I see on Steam, and it's and it's like, well, yeah, can't you tell you're hammering through this right now?
Well,
so
sure.
to speak. And where can I nick?
That's a great question.
I mean, I can't even get it back to the train station, put it that way. Yeah, where can I nick power from for this pump?
I don't know. I will get back to you with that in just a moment.
Fucking hell, you sound like a Ferrari strategist.
A what?
A Ferrari strategist.
Okay.
Their usual answer is, we'll come back to you. To the drivers.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I'm going to
okay.
need
So
power
power.
for the pumps. Possible pump.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, you're going to need power for the extractor itself.
Yeah.
So let me do this. Okay, we'll do MK1. All right, so I'm coming down on this wall over here.
Oh yeah, you're coming down by the pipe.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what I might do then. Just run it below.
There we go.
And if you connect into there.
There you go.
So I just want to see how far this walk's going to get. Because I don't know. I don't know how many pumps I'm going to need. Because I don't think one Mark II pump would be sufficient. I mean, yeah. Would I need a Mark II pump or a Mark I?
One Mark II should be fine. Because you're good up to this point. You just need a pump to go from here up to here. So if you put one MK2 right here.
Yeah.
On the bottom part of that. Because you've got gravity feed going from there, it's already coming down.
Hmm.
So, and that's at an elevated point, which would probably be about here. So your water level's already good to about there. So if you put a pump pretty much anywhere in this section here in MK2, that should bring it the rest of the way up.
Anywhere where? Because you were pinging out things. Oh,
Here.
right, okay, there. Okay. That's fine. I just wasn't sure where you were pinging, because
Yeah, that's fair.
I forget you've changed colour now, because I'm that colour, and you're like orange. So where you were pinging...
Oh yeah, you can't see orange on orange for some reason?
Well, I can, just.
I know, I'm just teasing. But
it was
okay,
like,
so we got water. We got water coming.
Really? Fucking hell, that's slow.
Yep.
I suppose
Yeah.
it is. I suppose it's only a Mark 1 pipe, though, isn't it?
Right, which is fine. I mean, you're only flowing 150 anyway.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a moment just to fill up the pipe. So we should start seeing it here soon.
If I've done things correctly.
Yeah. I mean, that looks good. It looks like it's starting to get there.
Right,
It'll just take a moment to fill up.
So if I lock that there... Oof. See, that doesn't look like... According to the hologram, that looks like it's not even going to make it. Because according to my hologram, it's only reaching there.
Yeah, it's on an MK2.
Might be a Mark II pump, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, you're going to need 2 of them then.
Okay.
So basically, so put another one like right below. So you see where the blue ends up there?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to put another one like right below it.
Yeah. So that would be there. Obviously, I know I've got to power them in, but I was just waiting to see.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so the water has got to that point of that pipe. So the water's filled that pipe up now.
Cool.
So if I do the pump, and then
Yeah, that should start shooting water up. Yeah. So yeah, it's starting to go up to this point.
I just want to see if it will, I don't think it will clear the pump now, though, will it?
Well, you're probably not going to see it up here. It'll go to where the pump is, but it's probably not going to quite get like up here enough to show. So basically, just power in this other pump and should be good. Because the rest of this pipe looks like we got a good flow rate here.
Yeah. Now, if I do the pump here, that pump's literally picked it up.
Yep. And yep, we're good. Yeah, because we got a good flow rate here. Yeah, and we're filling up these, and we're starting to make cooling systems.
Yeah.
Cool.
No pun intended.
Oh yeah, actually, it wasn't, but yeah. Okay, one there, and one there. Okay.
Water's coming up now a bit more.
Look at that! We got cooling systems. How exciting! Okay, and then I'll put this here.
Because this is
And
going...
we'll just put another buffer box right here. So cooling systems are going to a couple of different things. So if you back out of the cooling systems and you look at the factory.
Cooling systems.
So we got 30 per minute coming out of that. Goes to a splitter.
15.
And then top part of that.
Turbo motors.
Yeah. So you got 12 going over to supercomputers, and then 18 goes down to another branch, so that 15 goes to turbo motors, and then 3 per minute goes back to CS.
Yeah.
Because we don't need them for a lot, so we just get a little dribble for us. And so yeah, so now that we got that, so we can see we also got radio control units are also used. And they're also used down at turbo motors.
And supercomputers.
Yes. So we got, because now that we got the cooling systems and the radio control units, we can now do supercomputers.
Yeah, but it's whether it's what you want to tackle next, whether you want to tackle turbo motors or whether you want to tackle the supercomputers.
I mean, I'm debating on tackling the turbo motors only because it uses rubber, and we already have rubber on the second floor, and I'd hate to just have to like bring that to the fourth floor when it's not used on the third floor. So maybe we do turbo motors so that we can bring the rubber up for that, And that, of course, will flow all of the radio control units and cooling systems through the turbo motor setup. And then all the overage from that will go to the 4th floor for supercomputers. And then all the overage from there will then go to CS. Make sense?
Of what?
Radio control units and cooling systems.
Yes.
Okay, so...
'Cause you have a hell of a massive space here.
Yeah. Well, it's just we wanted to do, like you wanted me to do a 1 per floor. So that's just all the space I needed for that floor.
Did I say 1 per floor, or did you decide 1 per floor? I cannot remember.
I mean, that's what we discussed.
Yeah.
I don't know who originally came up with it. It's just we originally discussed
I just said
that each one would have.
I just said about putting the train station on the bottom floor.
Yeah, and then we talked about 1 floor for each thing.
So in terms of the other side
and
of the car, we have ingredients over there. I'm guessing them ingredients that are over there might be coming into play into this.
What?
Well, we have ingredients over this side of the track. Actually, no, where is it? Yeah.
What side of the track?
Over there. There's deposits somewhere over here.
Yeah. So if you open up the turbo motors.
I have got the turbo motors open.
So we can see we need a regular motor setup. And that all starts with 600 per minute of iron ore and 210 per minute of copper. And that gives us the machines we need for that. So one of the things we had discussed last time was maybe building, routing that in and doing motors on this empty space.
Here. Yeah.
Well, along here,
Yeah.
because this whole area is empty. So then that way we could. Let me grab one of these because I think we'll need to widen this out maybe just a little bit. So let me just.
Because I'm just wondering.
Sounds dangerous.
What have we got down here? This is on the iron ore. Normal. All that is normal iron ore.
Which is fine. I mean, for the 600, because if we overclock with an MK2, we can get 300. So we could tap 2 normals to get the 600 we need.
Or
And yeah, the 600 iron ore. So we should have, because we got copper nearby too. Because we got the iron nodes there, and then copper. I mean, copper I think is a little bit further afield, but not too much.
no. Well, he's ow. God damn it! I keep forgetting about that. See, now if I were to do this, technically, you put a Mark III down, you get 240 a minute, yeah?
Yeah.
And then all you need to do is just literally not split that down like a dickhead. Like I keep doing, I keep splitting them down.
I mean, you could overclock an MK3 too, but I figured we got the nodes there. We could just use 2 MK2s. But either way you want to do it, I don't care as long as we get 600 iron ore.
Because if technically if we clock one of the nodes. On the Mark III, that gives us 2 extra nodes in case that'll give us 2 extra nodes in case we need it for anything.
Sure.
Just a thought.
Yep. Like I said, either way you want to do it.
Why is it my choice on this? You're
Do
normally
you not want? Do you not want choice?
yeah, but normally you're the normally you're the
At this stage of the game, we have so many other opportunities for like ore nodes and other stuff
I know.
that I'm not concerned about it. Like I said, the only thing I'm concerned about right now is getting 600 per minute iron ore, and I don't care how it's done.
Kind of wondering if it would be best.
Some of those.
I'm actually probably, if it'll let me. I just wanna. Oh, so I had an engineer visit today.
Oh,
So the saga fucking continues, doesn't it? It's
so what was that? What was that for?
dropouts and speeds,
Okay.
basically. So we spent 45 minutes to nearly an hour running speed tests, different locations, wired Wi-Fi, you name it. Every speed test result was inconsistent. Download and upload weren't matching as they were supposed to. Because they're meant to match. This is what the engineer said, they are meant to match. His device, one of his phone that he conducted the speed test on was showing I was getting full whack, right?
Sure.
But he didn't submit them results. Didn't submit that because he knew it was bullshit.
Right.
Because I was sat right next to him, ran a speed test after he had using my phone, and I wasn't getting nowhere near the speeds he was. If that makes sense. We were both running Android phones. It's not like he was running an Apple phone or out like that. Both on the exact same hardware, both the exact same model of brand of phone, not model. Both running IVP6
Yeah.
because of what the Wi-Fi does on the phones, and yeah, getting very inconsistent results. Then we were getting inconsistent result of download speed was slow, upload speed was over 500. Then it was showing 400, but my phone, even though the model it is, wasn't getting higher than 200.
Right.
I then came up here while he was down there. I ran a couple of speed tests, photographed them, and showed him the results, and he was like, yeah, no, something's not right of the way it's coming in. It's not. None of the results that you know, you've shown, because I even went to the, like, stood under the back. I wasn't getting the full whack of speed until my phone was literally putting it right next to the router.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
I had my other laptop there. I showed him the results I was getting off that laptop. Didn't have my usual grey laptop there sat in front of me. I had my newer laptop. Connected that up using my cable. Results were all over the place.
Yeah.
So, he basically has spoken to the network engineer that had basically, that's the network guy that's dealing with it, and told him that, you know, to ring me today, if not today, tomorrow. And it basically needs discussing.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if the resolution is if things don't get sorted soon, after what the ombudsman had said, I can leave without, even though I'm not in contract yet, I can still leave, and they have to compensate.
Yeah.
Due to the ombudsman's findings. Basically.
Yeah, because that's some bullshit.
Yeah. So, not happy, like, because it's been going on long enough.
Yeah.
And even the guy said, and he was a subcontracted engineer, and he had a lot of, you know, he wasn't just doing the usual spiel of filling you full of shit.
Yeah.
He was just very, you know, he was straight talking, honest, and all this shit. Just wasn't, like I say, he was, to even spend an hour just speed testing, he checked everything. You know what I mean? He went into the router, he checked all that, checked the channels to what they'd done, and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, he was very thorough. Can't fault him for that. But he said it's definitely not. There's definitely no problems with your phones. Definitely, and he said, "What type of PC have you got?" I said, "Well, it's custom built." I said, "It's high end, shall we say?" And then, like, you know, he said, "Well, what, you know, how many laptops you got?" I said, "Well, I've got 2 that I use." I said, "They're quite high up out spec as well, so, you know, it's," he said, "even what they'd give you were like the mesh wireless stuff." He said, you shouldn't need them. There's something not right somewhere," he's saying. And it sounds like
clearly.
It sounds like it's coming from, because he even had a look at the radio thing, the thing that it comes in on, and he said, if I want to bet, if I was a betting man, he said, it's up there. The problem is up there. Basically, it's not your end, it's whatever's up there. Quite clearly.
Yeah.
So, but he can't physically touch it because he's not a proper engineer. He is a proper engineer, but he's because he's a subcontractor, he's not allowed to touch that.
Sure.
So knowing him, I'll probably get some fucking jumped up fucking engineer again that'll try and make me out to be a dumb shit.
Right.
And that'll wind me up even more, and I'll just end up going back to network engineer and say, look, I don't give a shit who, you know, if you've only got one engineer or whatever, give me somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I'm not putting up with that. I already made a complaint last time about it. But if there's not, it's like I said to him on the network engineer on the phone, I said, you know, if you don't get this fixed, basically within what, start of July. If it's not fixed by the end of June, I'm gone. Quite simply.
Yeah. Sure.
I've given you enough time to fix it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just go. And then unfortunately I'll have to go back down to streaming on one channel, but until I can look at something else, if you know what I mean, look at another option.
Yeah.
Or if eventually just wait till contracts up with current provider and see if they can offer. That's if they haven't got bust by them.
Sure. Right.
Because they're in trouble. That was the whole point of me moving away, was these guys were in financial difficulty.
Hmm.
So, by the way, where's the iron going? Oh, is that where you... I was gonna say, we got somewhere for me to...
Yeah. So let me put the proper hole.
Problem is now I've got to try and... I'll put that there. Can I drop this down and try and eyeball this? Like that. And then... That's... Why are you being a fucking ass about trying to connect into that?
Hmm. Just how I am, you know?
Well, that's odd. But I'm... okay, fine. We'll go there then. Ah, fuck, dickhead. That's why you've... I goofed. I goofed.
Whoopsie.
That's better. Should have done that. And then there. Yeah, no, it was an output, not an input. Basically. Right. Obviously, the mine doesn't have power. But that's it connected to that top wall. I guess you wouldn't. Where's... Do you want me to set the copper up as well while I'm at it?
Yeah, if you can find and set up the copper, we need that.
Yeah, I like the way it says find.
Let's see, let me check the online map. Good news, the map has been updated. Okay.
300
Fresh.
376 meters, 730 odd meters. I mean, the closest one is about 376 meters away. I'm guessing.
So there's one. Okay, so the one I was thinking of was probably the one you're.
Yeah,
Right, is right there.
370 odd meters.
All right. Yeah, you went off too far on it, but right direction.
What do you mean I went too far off it?
Because there's one right here. You pinged much further away.
Ah. I didn't know it was there. I was just going by 376 meters. So I thought it was...
I know, but your
You know
judgment
why.
of was like 3 times the distance.
Yeah, but you know what this game's like.
Do I?
Almost.
Yes, I do. Okay, so that goes into here. This
Where's
gives
my
us the wire.
Go on, just in case. Yep. There you are.
I thought you were gonna. They were gonna shoot me for a second.
Wait a minute. Can't see you. There you are. chill out. Oh. That's why I'm using the wrong ammo. I'm supposed to be using the home. Right. Oh yeah, there's actually limestone around here as well. So, yes. So the saga continues.
Yeah.
And the problem is...
Sounds like fun.
And the problem is, he better not ring me in the afternoon. Or if he's going to ring me in the afternoon, he fucking rings me about 4 o'clock. Because as I said to the engineer, I said, well, just slightly pass on a message. He's going to ring me. He needs to ring me at least after 4. For one reason. I'm at the cinema tomorrow. So my phone will be on silent. So I won't be able to pick that call up.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing is, I ain't missing. I've already booked my ticket, so I ain't missing the cinema just to take that call. Not when the fact that what I'm going to see, I'm looking forward to going to see.
Right.
I'm basically going to see Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, cool.
So, and I've been looking forward to it because I'm a big kid at heart and I don't give a shit. I like Stitch. The crazy koala dog thingies.
Yeah, he's cool.
I mean, I can't believe how lucky the guy is that actually just not voices him, but just makes he gets paid. It's like the guy that does Scrat out the Ice Age films. They just get paid
Right.
to make stupid noises, almost.
Right. Right. Hold on just a moment.
Typical of him disappear. Where is